Wisconsin's oldest restaurant has a rich and colorful history dating back over 140 years. In 1848, Francis Schrodenbach built a stagecoach stop with a hotel, tavern, and dining room in Neshota, strategically located at the intersection of two Indian trails, now Watertown Plank Road and County Highway C. The business prospered. In 1889, the inn was purchased by Frederick Pabst and the Pabst Brewing Company. It was then that the inn was renamed for the Pabst symbol of quality, thus the Red Circle Inn. Join us for Menus Around Milwaukee.
Menus Around Milwaukee is sponsored by Star 95, Milwaukee's favorite oldies.
Good morning and welcome to Menus Around Milwaukee, where each week we'll be getting a behind-the-scenes look at Milwaukee's finest restaurants and master chefs. I'm Boni Montgomery. Today we're joining you from the oldest restaurant in the state, the Red Circle Inn. It's located in a beautiful lake country setting, just 3 miles north of I-94 on Highway C. Let's meet the owner, Renee Mannion. Renee, thanks for inviting us into this step into the past.
It's our pleasure to have you here today, Bonnie.
Well, why don't you start out by telling us about some of the history in this restaurant?
Well, as you know, the Red Circle Inn opened in 1848, and it was originally called the Neshota Inn. And when Frederick Pabst purchased the Red Circle Inn in 1889, he changed the inn to the Red Circle Inn, naming it after their symbol of quality. And he also installed a beautiful walnut carved bar at the same time. It's still in use today. The back bar is downstairs in our bar room, and the front piece is incorporated into our bar in our new reception room, the garden room upstairs.
Yeah, I did notice that bar when I came in. It was one of the first things I noticed. It was just beautiful, and that whole area has a real nice feel to it. And so that's over 100 years old then?
Correct.
That's great.
Correct.
And we are in what room right now?
We're in the country room right now, and we also have another dining room, which we call the green room, and it has a little bit more of a Victorian feel to it. Mm-hmm. And then there is another small dining area called the Stein adjacent to the bar.
You know, there's one thing I want you to tell us about before we get off the history. There was something that had to do with a baseball contract or something that happened here?
Right. Frederick Miller from the Miller Brewing Company brought the Perini family from Boston out to dinner here at the Red Circle Inn, and that's when the groundwork was laid for the transfer of the Boston Braves baseball team to Milwaukee.
That's great. I love that. Little bit so when we come in here we can feel the spirits of that transaction.
Correct.
Why don't you tell us what's on the menu if we come here?
Well, our menu changes daily, and on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday evenings we also offer a lighter fare menu to go along with our full fare menu. Some of the more popular dishes that have been on our menu have been pork tenderloin with the stone ground mustard sauce. We also feature quite a number of Provimi veal entrees, such as Provimi veal Alexander, Provimi porterhouse with bacon butter sauce. We also have lamb entrees. Rack of lamb has been on our menu, as well as lamb chops, and fresh seafood and fish, as well as poultry and other fowl.
So people can get obviously a wide array of different dishes here. Well, there was one other thing that I think was very interesting when I was coming here, and that is that it really isn't that far away, but it's got such a great country feel to it.
Mm-hmm. We're about 30 minutes from downtown Milwaukee, west of Milwaukee, right in the heart of the lake country area.
Yeah, it is so pretty. Now, let's talk a little bit about your facility. We've got the room we're in, and then the green room, which if I came in with a party of, say, 20, we'd all fit in that one room.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, a small party room.
And then we've completely renovated the entire upstairs of the building into 2 large banquet rooms. We can handle parties of 25 on up to 300 people utilizing those 2 rooms in different ways.
Well, since you mentioned renovation, this restaurant was recently renovated and closed for a while, correct? Why don't you tell us about that?
Correct. The building had been closed for 3 years, and my husband Mark and I purchased the inn in November of 1988, and we spent 6 months remodeling and refurbishing the entire building, and we opened in June.
That's surprising because when I came in here, it didn't feel like this was a brand new, renovated place. It felt very much like it had a lot of charm and a lot of warmth, so you definitely have kept that through the renovation.
We tried very hard to keep that same flavor.
Yeah, nice warm feel to it. Tell us about your chef.
Our chef is a gentleman by the name of Martin Marsh, and he has worked at some of the finest restaurants in the Milwaukee area and has been with us since we reopened in June and helped put together our entire kitchen staff for us.
Great. Well, I think this would be a good time for us to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to meet Marty, and he's going to prepare one of these wonderful dishes. That's coming up on Menus Around Milwaukee. We're back with Menus Around Milwaukee, and now we're in the kitchen of the Red Circle Inn. This is Marty, and Jeff is going to be cutting a piece of veal for us, and Marty's going to be telling us about it.
Okay.
So, why don't we go ahead?
This is a split loin of veal. We use it for 3 products. Jeff right now is taking out the tenderloin. We use that for our medallions of Provimi veal tenderloin Alexander. It's veal tenderloin in a mushroom sauce with artichokes and baked new potatoes.
This is interesting how he's doing it, kind of sawing away at it, I would think.
Right,
that
he
you-
takes long strokes and very professional. Jeff knows what he's doing.
Looks like it. Good.
Okay,
All right.
and that's the veal tenderloin right there.
And next?
Now he's going to take off the top. This is tougher meat. We use that, well, tougher veal. Veal isn't very tough, but comparatively. We use that for soups and stews.
And what kinds of soups do you have here?
Well, we have a veal stew that we showcase on our lighter fare menu. We have a menu that a few dishes that are priced lower helps us to defray the cost of this big, expensive piece of meat. Okay, now he's going to start taking the loin off.
And that's used for,
For the dish that we're going to prepare,
oh, which is?
which is boneless veal loin steak with scampi-style shrimp.
Sounds wonderful. Is that one of your most popular dishes here?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We've
Good.
been running it for a while now. We change the menu daily, but we have some favorites that we keep on, and we get tired of them. We put them on the back shelf, and then we come back to them later on.
Oh, I see. Now you also have fish here.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. In fact, I go to the fish market a couple times a week to Fathom 5, maybe 3 times a week, depending on when they get seafood in. So I go down, I pick out the freshest.
Oh, that's
we think that's
interesting.
important, yeah.
Yeah, so you actually are picking out
Yeah,
the fish. That's
exactly.
great to know.
Right.
And I guess you have lamb too?
Yes,
Here?
yes we do. Provimi lamb. Provimi has just started this new line of lamb. It's what they do. They have their own feedlots. They select large lamb, and they take them to these feedlots in Kansas and I think Colorado, and they're put on a special feed program, a high-protein feed for I think it's 14 weeks. And what it does is it decreases the fat, decreases the bone, and increases the lean. So you get more lean, but it's nice and tender. And also additionally, it's not only tender, but it doesn't have that gamey taste that lamb usually has.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gee, that sounds interesting. And okay, we can get it here at the Red Circle Inn then.
Right,
We can try
exactly.
that. Sounds good. So now we have our piece of meat here.
And what he's doing right now, this is a full trim now. We take off the fat around the loin. We take off the silver skin right down to the meat. So there's no gristle, no nothing. It's just pure. And we'll get a nice 6-ounce steak out of that.
I was going to ask how many dishes you can make out of one piece of meat like this.
We'll get 9 steaks, 8 to 9 steaks out of that. A little less out of the veal tenderloin, so we have to also buy the veal tenderloin in bulk, because we do sell a lot of the veal tenderloin. And then the bone, of course, and all the trimmings are going into a stock pot, and which we'll use to make a sauce.
Oh, wonderful.
So nothing gets wasted. We use the entire piece.
How long does this usually take to cut a piece of meat like this?
Usually not this long. He's really ripping through it.
Making sure it's all right.
Okay. Nice trim.
Now, this is the part of the meat that we'll be using today.
This is, he's cutting us 2 steaks right now.
Right.
And I'll just get a little fire going here. Can start these up.
So here we start with this. Thanks. Good job. It was interesting to watch. I'm glad I didn't have to do it. All right.
Me too. Gonna put those there.
So we're heating up our dishes. And
Okay, we're heating up the pans. It's very important to get a really nice hot pan. I should have probably had it going sooner, but...
And Oh, go ahead.
No, one thing I'd like to also mention about the color of this veal, it's a real nice pink, you can see it shine, it's fresh, it's really nice and fresh. Provimi does a very excellent job with their veal. They're the only grading system for veal, actually.
Oh.
You know, the USDA grades its beef,
Right.
prime, choice, and good. But with veal, you really can't, other than color, there's no way to know good veal from bad veal. So Provimi hand selects the very best veal and packages it under that label. And the lesser veal that comes in, they package under a different label. So all you have to do is look for the Provimi label. So, okay, I think we got a good hot pan here.
And what's
a little
this?
butter.
I assume fresh butter? Not margarine or
Yes,
anything
fresh
like
butter.
that? Okay.
No margarine. Fresh butter, fresh cream. Little kosher salt and pepper mixture here.
And as you said, it's important that the pan is hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
What it does, it'll sear the one side, and then I'll sear the other side, seals in the juices, okay?
Oh.
That's essentially what it's all about.
Can we do that with other kinds of meat? Sear it and...
Absolutely, yeah. Beef, veal, just about anything. Paul Prudhomme's famous blackened redfish, same concept.
Oh.
Okay.
So what are some of your other favorite dishes to cook?
Favorite dishes here, veal medallions, as I mentioned, and we'll show you that one a little later. The veal medallions with artichokes and mushrooms, a very popular dish, and that one's, it looks very nice too.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was here the other night and I had that.
You had that
It was
one?
wonderful. It was
Good.
great.
Good. Okay, I've got 5 shrimp in there. We call it scampi style. The original Italian scampo is a very large shrimp, and the Americanized version, shrimp scampi, is sort of well, it's in the style of scampo. You know, shrimp scampi in that style, flavored with the lemon, basil, garlic, like that.
So would you consider this searing the shrimp too? Does this work with fish?
I suppose. It's mostly searing is when you have a thicker piece of meat.
Okay.
Okay, you're trying to cook it on both sides. Let me just put this into the oven.
Boy, that does look good right away.
Okay. Okay, we've got the shrimp. They're just about on one side. We don't want to overcook it at this point. I'm going to go ahead and add my flavorings. I have a shrimp stock right here. Add that. That cools down the pan so that I can get it set up for this butter sauce.
Adds to the fragrance in the kitchen
Right.
also.
We a garlic and basil olive oil mixture here. Little fresh lemon. Okay. And fresh butter. Now what this is, we got to add this real slowly. We don't want to cool the sauce down. It's got to be hot, otherwise it won't bind. Okay.
I imagine that must be tricky
It
to
is. It's
not burn it. And
just
yeah,
the
keep it
right
hot.
amount of water, just the right amount of butter. Yeah, this is the hardest part right here. I think we've just about got it, too.
that's where your talent comes in, I guess.
That's where luck comes in, too. Let's start pasta here. And some zucchini. This is zucchini and sun-dried tomatoes. Little dill in here for my friend Dennis Gatto. And that should do it. A little bit more on the zucchini.
Is that a little butter you're putting
A
in
little
there?
more butter, yeah. And then the pasta. A little more butter. Dill. Fresh lemon. Salt.
I never think of putting dill in my pasta. Sounds good, though. Oh, I saw that.
Always something new. Okay, and then I'm going to get the veal out.
I'll get the plate for you.
Okay.
Does veal come cooked in different ways, like a rare, or medium rare?
Yes, we generally go for a medium rare, although special requests, we get them all the time, that's fine. We don't want to be arrogant to say that, no, you have to have it medium rare. We accommodate just about any request, we find.
So if someone would have, let's say, a food allergy to something, then they could come in and say, I can't have garlic or dill
Absolutely.
or something. Okay, that's good to know. Tell us again what this is called.
This is our veal loin steak with scampi-style shrimp and angel hair pasta.
Marvelous job, Marty.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And when we come back with more menus around Milwaukee, we're going to see some other dishes that you can find here at Red Circle Inn. That's coming up. And now on Menus Around Milwaukee, we are in the green room and back with Renee. Why don't you tell us about these dishes that we have here?
Okay, Bonnie, first we have the Provimi veal tenderloin Alexander with mushrooms and cream and sautéed artichoke hearts. It's served with peppercorn potatoes, and the dish is finished with a marsala glaze. Next we have our rack of Provimi lamb, and Marty trims the meat right from the rack and uses the rack for garnish, and it's served with a garlic sauce, boiled new potatoes, and garnished with vegetables Provençal. And next we have the poached fillet of Norwegian salmon with scallops and cream. And it's flavored with champagne and served with saffron rice and sautéed fresh spinach.
My mouth is watering at this moment. I noticed the one has the garlic, and you've got some other things in the way that these dishes are prepared. If I came here and let's say I didn't want garlic, could I ask for it done that way?
Sure, if you have an allergy to garlic or prefer something made in margarine or sauce on the side, you can ask for it that way.
Oh, a sauce on the side. That's good. Now, the desserts are on my side of the table, as we can see, strategically placed. Let's find out what these are.
Sure. Our baker, Cheryl Paulette, bakes all of our desserts and breads on premise. And today she has prepared for us a raspberry cham torte. Also, we have the white chocolate mousse in a cup. We have fresh pineapple ambrosia, lemon mousse torte, and her famous chocolate cheesecake.
Do these desserts stay pretty much the same day to day, or do they change?
Well, our entire menu changes daily, so our desserts change as well.
I think that is something that is different, because I know a lot of places, I'll go to a restaurant and they don't have their things baked, specifically their desserts done right there on the premises. So I think that's something very special about Red Circle Inn.
And she also bakes some very unusual breads that we offer throughout the meal.
That's good. Now, you have taken some great care in putting together your wine list. Why don't you tell us about that?
We have a moderately sized wine list. There are about 32 wines and champagnes on our list, and we also offer some tawny ports, late vintage ports, and late harvest Rieslings to have after dinner. And we've also put together quite a unique beer list, which we found out that different beers are brewed for different parts of the meal, and different beers can be enjoyed with different things such as meat and poultry. And we even have a dessert beer on our menu, which is a raspberry framboise from Belgium, and it's served on ice with a wedge of lemon, and it's really nice and refreshing.
I did have a chance to try that the other night, and it is unbelievable. I would never have thought a beer could taste like that and be an after-dinner drink. It was great.
Everyone who tries it falls in love with it instantly. It's really good.
Let's go back and reiterate some things here. Now, the Red Circle Inn is located
in the village of Neshota. We're on Highway C and Watertown Plank Road, 3 miles north of I-94.
So that isn't very far away from downtown at all,
about
really.
30 minutes from downtown Milwaukee.
And you have hall rental here.
Correct. We have halls and rooms that can accommodate parties of 20 on up to about 300 people.
Do you recommend reservations?
Definitely. On weekends, I would highly recommend them at any time, just to make sure.
Okay, and what's the number?
It's 367-4883.
Great. And now, we should say for all the cooks out there that you also have this, selected fancy veal recipes that people can get.
The folks at Provimi Veal put together this booklet, and we're offering it to folks who like to write us and send us $1 for postage and handling, P.O. Box 136 in Neshota, and we'd be glad to send that along.
Okay, you've got all kinds of veal dishes in here. That's great. Say, this looks beautiful, and it really is a lovely place to come. Nice atmosphere. And you know, since I've been here now this morning, one thing that I really noticed was that it seems like you have a nice small little group, and you're all a team and kind of like a family, talking to Marty the chef, and it's a real good atmosphere here.
Yeah, we really enjoy our entire wait staff and our kitchen staff. They really pulled together very well.
Yeah. This has been a wonderful time. Thanks for inviting us out here.
Thank you for coming.
Good. And now it's time to take a look at some other fine restaurants around Milwaukee.
For groups of 30 to 300.
That's all the time we have for this week's show. Thanks to everyone at Red Circle Inn. And by the way, Renee has told me that they still have dates available in 1990 for their reception rooms. So that's it for this week. Next week, we'll be joining you from the columns. I'm Boni Montgomery. See you next Sunday on Menus Around Milwaukee.
Menus Around Milwaukee is